Men. Most answered very quickly, no.
Because men are useless.
This headline from The Hill, it caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
Young men have fallen faster than any demographic in America over the last 40 years.
It's a different world now. Like, we don't need men the way that they used to.
Nobody needs men!
The future is female.
Men and women are drifting further apart, and society is crumbling because of it.
A fascinating debate has broken out about the value of marriage.
You've kind of got the trad-con versus red pill thing.
This men's rights crowd that sometimes just goes too far the other way.
You need to stop acting like grown boys and infants and actually become men.
Marriage is a bond, and it's a sacred bond.
It's a machine designed to extract resources from you.
Now many of the red-pilled have taken the position that it's bad for men to get married.
Hannah Pearl Davis, or just Pearly things.
One of the most controversial faces in all of the internet.
She goes on to say that marriage is a terrible deal for men.
Because if me and you were in a business contract, you would never sign a contract where I am paid to leave.
Gee, what could go wrong there?
74% or something of divorces are initiated by women. Men have everything to lose, primarily their own children.
Men get killed by the courts and by divorce laws.
I had no idea that courts of family law were courts of equity, not courts of law.
Because in family court, you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence. When you guys say get married young, a lot of these men don't know what they're signing up for, and you're not going to be there when their entire life falls apart. I interview them on the other side.
I didn't meet my son until he was 15 months old.
How much did you spend trying to get him back?
On legal fees alone was about $200,000.
Before you know it, you're homeless. You're literally just thrown out onto the street.
We absolutely reinforce bad behavior from women.
Wives are taught to leave their husbands, and then daughters grow up without their fathers.
Family is the foundation of society.
Every problem in society comes from single mother homes.
A lot of women will just chase this negative rabbit hole of happiness, endless happiness.
Feminism's biggest failures is it lies to women. We tell women to date as many guys as possible. We tell them to put off family into marriage.
You are allowed to leave your perfect husband. You are allowed to end a relationship with a really great boyfriend.
Oh, freeze your eggs, have an abortion. What? You're evil.
I don't think there's anything else in life that we actually ever go into preparing to fail. Right. Like if you have the mentality of this is going to go wrong and be pessimistic, naturally the outcome is going to be that it's going to fail anyway. Yeah. It's self-sabotage. And that's the thing, like women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
This myth that we live in an age of male privilege. Where's my male privilege?
They think, well, men have all the rights. They have all the power.
Privileged patriarchal system that we have.
Why doesn't our society care about men's rights?
I have no friends, no wife, and no social life.
Men are alone in this situation. Men are homeless. Men are thinking about eating guns.
I've seen so many men on the brink of suicide and they didn't do anything wrong.
How are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country? The men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure.
Women are helplessly dependent upon men.
The so-called deaths of despair from suicide, overdose, or alcohol, 3 times higher among men than among women.
Culture is telling men you are no good.
You got to get your act together.
I think men have failed themselves.
What kind of a man are you? What kind of a woman are you going to attract?
If men are in trouble, so are women.
Everybody knows this is a huge problem, but nobody wants to admit it.
Every single woman at the table said they wanted a man.
500K,
500K, 300K, 200K.
Am I crazy?
Everything is really set up against you to fail as a man.
If men make less than women, women don't want to marry them.
So you know who wants more economically and emotionally viable men? Women.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman.
I'm over it.
When is it going to be my turn? Where are we meeting the men that don't stop?
I can't keep having these same conversations.
The only simp here is you, Pearl. You simp for men.
I think you simp for women.
She's a provocateur. She says stupid stuff, but Pearl is right about this.
It's already happening. It's just not out in the open yet.
Now it's just hookup culture is going to be our fairy tale ending because men don't want a wife and women can't find a husband.
The future, if everybody follows your path, is there is no future. We go into population decline, and our economy goes into decline.
Civilization will crumble.
The American story does not end well. This is an existential crisis, failing young men.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily. Thank you. You could bring your time and attention anywhere on this planet, and for some reason, you guys choose to bring it into this show, Pearl Daily. If you guys want, please donate to the divorce documentary. There is a GoFundMe link in the description, or you can apply to our members-only community, where you can ask me questions directly on things like how to build a YouTube channel. Yesterday, I did thumbnails, and people learned a lot. You know, I talked about what makes a shitty thumbnail and why you guys are ruining your thumbnails by the choices that you're making. All right, so welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily. The T app has been all over the news lately. The T app is used by women to share their stories about men, and the app allows them to share pictures and private data about men without their consent. The idea for this app is not an original one. Groups on sites like Facebook, Am I Dating the Same Guy, where women share photos of men and compare notes about who they've been dating and how their experience has been around since the 2010s. Men do not have access to these spaces, and anything can be said about these men while the women choose to remain anonymous. Let's get right to the point. We all know that women created these groups. It's because they don't know how to take L's in dating. Especially when they're older. Women hate, and I mean hate, when they get got. They hate when a man plays the game better than they do. And this is how they get revenge. Dating is a risk, and women want to minimize that risk of taking an L by destroying the reputation of a man. Things used to be so simple before feminism. Men used to see a pretty woman and ask her out on a date. Then he would go to her house and ask her father if he could take her out on a date. A man used to court a woman, marry a woman, and then they would move on down the path of life. Women called that patriarchy, and feminism blew that whole thing up. Now, we have a deregulated sexual marketplace where women can do what they want. When left to their own choice, modern women are trying to date the top 20% of men. These men have so much choice that they don't want to commit to women, which is really understandable when you think about all these baddies today. Sleep with multiple women and leave relationships when they see fit. How have women responded to having this much choice? They've responded with these groups and shaming men to prevent them from enjoying what they've earned, the ability to be able to do by becoming a man of means. Men have started fighting back, and now they are suing the women in these groups. So a guy in Tucson, Arizona, Are We Dating the Same Guy, is suing.
Going out on a first date, how do you know for sure that the person you're seeing isn't already dating someone else? Well, in Tucson, there are nearly 4,000 women in a Facebook group called Are We Dating the Same Guy? 13 News reporter Shelby Slaughter has been looking into the story. She joins us now live in studio. Shelby.
Well, Dan, it is hard to get out there and meet people. And naturally, when you have a bad experience with someone, you want to tell your friends and even warn others. And that.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
What this group.
Sorry, there's a difference between friends and the American public. You know, you can crash out with your friends, but you're not supposed to crash out in public, you know.
To do.
It started as a way for women in southern Arizona to make sure other women in the area aren't dating the same guy.
I want to change the way women look at women.
And 6 months ago, Nirvana Spivey set out to do just that, creating a Facebook group called Are We Dating the Same Guy? Now with nearly 4,000 women looking to find out if their boyfriends or even their husbands are being dishonest.
A lot of women, they go through this thing where they're like dating one guy, and he's living a whole double life. He's dating like 6 other girls, and she has no idea.
Spivey says the goal of the group isn't to bash men, but to keep the door for transparency open among women.
Yeah, okay, and that could be the idea, but the problem is when you let anonymous people make up any story about a man, the challenge is a lot of stuff gets through that's not true.
Area.
It kind of gives other girls like a knowledge, so when they're out there in the dating world, they're like, you're a player? No, thank you. They already have a hand and they already have a no.
The group shows posts like these. We've blurred the men's faces and names, asking for things like tea or dirt on a man before things get too serious.
Yeah, and so what you have is a bunch of women going into something in bad faith. So they meet a guy and they're already looking for things wrong with him. And the thing is, guys, if we had women being posted in these groups and they said, has anyone gone on a date with her? I mean, come on, ladies. Have we never ghosted a man? I have. You haven't ever ghosted a guy where he maybe expected something and like he would probably blast us in these groups. And, you know, I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but the game is the game, right? I'm not always a good person, and neither are most people, all right?
Sometimes that doesn't sit well with men who find out about the group. Attorney Alex Mori, an expert on free speech and defamation, tells me unless these women are making threats in the group, they aren't violating any laws.
A lot of speech online, people go like, oh, I hate this conversation, or they were being mean, or they were being a jerk.
Yeah, okay, but the women can ruin my life. They can flag my posts and whatever of me, but if they do it, it's perfectly fine, legal, and it's just about safety. Oh my gosh, I don't hate women. I don't hate women. I love women. I just love them so much. They're so awesome.
Or they were, criticizing me really harshly. A lot of that is protected by the First Amendment, even if the guy that's being talked about doesn't like it.
Maury tells me women in the group would have to be saying things that are provably false to fall under defamation. Other things like giving general warnings is considered free speech.
If women are making provably false claims about these particular men, they could open themselves up to potential defamation suits.
And Nervy tells me this is already something she has in mind. And when posts come in warning other women about things like sexual assault and domestic violence, she makes sure the women provide things like police reports before it gets published in the group.
You can't stick out there that this man did this without backup proof to it, because then you could be victimizing the man as well.
And I spoke with a couple of the women in that group, and they tell me having a space to go while putting feelers out there in the dating world has made them feel safer. Reporting live in studio, I'm Shelby Slaughter, 13 News.
And remember, they doxed a lot of the women in these groups, and a lot of them are fat. So remember, ladies, when a woman says he's just playing games, she's probably just not hot enough to be with him, and you might not be either. You might not be. And I think that looks play a big part, and they're not everything, but they do get you in the door. So if you're wondering why a guy doesn't like you, look at your pictures together and ask yourself, does this make sense? And sometimes it doesn't.
Well, can a bad date land you a court date after you post about it online? Well, a group of local women say they are now forced to defend themselves in court after they took to social media to warn other women about a potential suitor. Tonight on Your Sites, Christine Lazar takes a look at the case and what it could mean for our free speech.
The First Amendment protects you from any laws meant to limit your free speech, but it doesn't prevent someone from taking you to court because they don't like what you said about them online. Now, a group of women say they're being bullied into silence by a guy who didn't like what they had to say about his online dating behavior.
Anything is possible, really, when you meet strangers off the internet.
But most don't think comments about a bad date will lead to a defamation lawsuit filed by the guy they wish to forget.
I felt like I was being...
Take that L, ho. You got smashed and passed. And women, look, I'll tell you what. You are much better off knowing that this could happen to you in the dating game and just taking that L. It's an L. Look, sometimes men sleep with you and don't call you back, and that just is an L. And there's all these trad cunt guys that want to act like, oh, my wife, that would never happen to her. Look, they don't want to get married because they're not accepting what's on the marketplace. I'm just being honest here. If you're a mid, it's probably going to happen. If you're beautiful, it might never happen. But that's why mids have higher body counts. So.
Honestly, just by the things that were coming out of his mouth.
Back in 2021, Olivia Berger had a single date with a guy she met online. She says she ended that date early and didn't think about him until years later when she saw this post in a private Facebook group called Are We Dating the Same Guy? The post had photos of her former date and read T in comments, asking if others had met him in person.
Olivia weighed in.
I want to emphasize, I had never had a date like this, ever.
Years before Olivia met him, Vanessa Valdez matched with him on a dating app. She also commented on the post.
Then I said, how is this guy still allowed to be on dating apps harassing women?
Vanessa says
a lot of time this is like the alpha guy. Women get angry when they can't either lock down alpha or don't get the attention they want from alphas. So they just try to ruin his life, reputation. Or when a beta acts like an alpha, not sure which this is.
Was anything but routine. He took issue with her having a male friend in one of her profile photos, and in a message called her a moron and wrote, "It's fun watching you burn."
And at that point, my stomach dropped. Hearing someone say it's fun watching you burn, a stranger from the internet, it was very unsettling.
Vanessa responded that he should stay away from women and get help before reporting him to the dating app. And that's the info she says she relayed on that Facebook post.
But in my post, I redacted his phone number and just tell the truth and share my experience.
But her version of the truth will now be put to the test. The guy she and Olivia and 10 other women claim to have dated and later dissed in the Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook group are now being sued for defamation, sex-based...
Take that L. Take that L. And this is the challenge. We used to have freedom of speech in this country, but women ruined it with all these bullshit lawsuits. I'm getting dragged to court currently. And none of this would happen if women didn't ask for this. So, women, it's women's fault, in all honesty. And now women are eating the consequences of what they fought for, which is you don't have freedom of speech. And if you ruin a man's reputation for fun, like women do for men, you are going to face the consequences.
An invasion of privacy by a man named Stuart Lucas Murray.
I think my initial reaction is, this can't go anywhere. There's nothing I said that wasn't true. But yeah, I felt silenced. I felt like I was being intimidated into silence.
And that could be a problem, according to defamation attorney Jeff Lewis.
In First Amendment world, we call that a chilling effect, meaning when people fear they're going to be sued, they either stop talking or they change what they're going to say because they're worried they're going to be sued.
Lewis
and men have to do this all the time. Men have to change their speech to not offend women all the time. But when women have to do it, it's World War III.
Anyone can sue another person for what they say about them online. But that doesn't mean they'll win.
I wonder if men made a site called Are We Effing the Same Girl? And how that directory would work out.
The way to avoid being sued for saying things on the internet is to say things that are true or that are opinion. And if you step outside of truth or opinion, there's a good chance you might get sued if it's something negative.
In this case, the women say that's what they did. They spoke their truth. Murray disagrees. In his lawsuit, he claims one of the women falsely said he was involved in the murder of his ex-wife. Another...
You guys are saying he committed murder? You guys are nuts. Oh my gosh.
STDs. Both and Vanessa say they never posted that or saw any other women make comments of that nature. In a statement to us, Murray says he has never met, much less dated, some of the women posting about him. He went on to accuse the women of catfishing him, saying they posted highly filtered and enhanced photos on their dating profiles, concluding perhaps these women are not successful at dating for obvious reasons. Lewis believes this case will make it to court.
Because a judge at this early stage can't believe one side or the other, that's a jury question. So this case will likely go to trial if it doesn't settle.
And without representation and not a lot of expendable income to fight a lawsuit, the women worry this could bankrupt them.
At the end of the day, these kinds of suits don't just affect me and Vanessa and our co-defendants. And I feel that a lot of times women are still being silenced.
In January, a similar lawsuit was filed in Chicago by a man who was also the subject of a post in the Facebook group, Are We Dating the Same Guy? I did reach out to the moderator of that group, but she has not responded. That moderator, by the way, has created a fundraiser to help the women in Chicago being sued. But these women here in LA says she has not offered to help them. Christine Lazar, KCAL News.
Well, isn't it the consequences of our own actions? All right, let's see who else we got. All right, we got some more lawsuits.
The women we spoke with feel they did nothing wrong. They say the truth.
Of course they feel they did nothing wrong. It just never ends.
And their opinions are protected against defamation.
It's very
crazy eyes. You see that? Yep.
The accusations are baseless.
I feel not just for myself, but for my co-defendants and for the other women that he's gone after.
Olivia Berger and Vanessa Valdez are just two of multiple women being sued for defamation, libel, sex-based discrimination, and other allegations by Stuart Lucas Murray.
He's basically suing us for $2.6 million in damages.
It all started with this post on the Facebook group, Are We Dating the Same Guy? When Olivia and Vanessa saw the post and all the comments, they added their own experiences.
He seemed, in my opinion, pretty smug and very arrogant. The entire date, he was putting me down for various things, my job included.
Vanessa never went on a date with Murray because she says she didn't like the messages he sent her, at one point even calling her a moron.
Everything I said was just my experience with him and my opinions on how I think, he should not be on dating sites.
We contacted Murray for comment, but he declined an on-camera interview. Instead, he directed us to this website with a long statement that says in part,
Yeah, so this is a Chad running through these hoes, and now their hoes are... It's like women beg to be run through. They're like, please run through us. We don't want to be a main chick. We want to be a side chick. If you like us too much, we're going to crash out. And the men are like, fine, we'll run through you. If you guys insist, we'll treat you like a piece of meat. And so they do it. And then the women cry. Now we're here.
This action is not a game, and the accusations against the defendants are serious. I rejected each of them and cut them off quite swiftly. Instead of going their separate ways, they went on for months. And
yeah, because women never take L's, and so they of course hold on to any attention they've gotten and reminisce on it for the rest of their life. And if they can, they'll brag about it and then ruin the man's life.
Years to spread misinformation about me and countless others. Their actions were deliberate, and they are now playing the victims, unquote. His full statement will be up on our website.
This is not his first lawsuit. It's not his second lawsuit. It's not his fifth lawsuit. He has a pattern, and it seems to me that that pattern is most often directed towards women.
What have you learned from this experience?
The importance of speaking up and telling the truth and not being silenced.
Take that out. Take that out, old ladies. You know what? Old ladies can win. They really can. I've seen many women that are old. They have kids. I have seen so many women win in my life that I actually think nothing is too big of a red flag for you to win. There is somebody that'll take you. There's so many men in the world. But the challenge is we make it so difficult for ourselves. We just make it even harder.
News 5 at 6 starts now.
It's he said, she said, playing out on social media.
It's always the mids, isn't it? Yeah, it's never the beautiful women, because the beautiful women have so many more choices. Where the mids, this is the most exciting thing that's happened to them. This is the challenge. If you guys flirt too low, they get too excited, and now you're the most exciting thing that's happened to them in their life. Where the beautiful women are used to being hit on, so they don't care. They'll forget about you tomorrow.
Facebook groups all across the country. There are thousands of people vetting their next date in a group called Are We Dating the Same Guy? The idea is to provide a safe space to share dating experiences. News 5 anchor Tessa DiTiro sits down with a Northeast Ohio man who feels the sharing in these groups has gone too far.
This is how a typical conversation begins on the Facebook group, Are We Dating the Same Guy? This is a screenshot of a post from the Cleveland, Akron, Canton page. The group has more than 55,000 members. This picture shows a dating profile set up by Matthew Napier. The anonymous poster asks, anyone? Waiting for the tea to spill.
It was just a big bash fest, pretty much. And that's pretty regular in that group.
Matthew Napier sat down with me to share his experience being reviewed more than once.
Now, imagine if a man did this to a woman and all the men were like saying how evil a woman was, or how bad, or how she was bad in bed, or she doesn't want anything serious. It would be pretty like invasive, wouldn't it? I wouldn't want a Google review of the guys that have gone on dates with me. That'd be pretty embarrassing. But women just feel like they can do whatever.
Several of these groups where he was called pushy, creepy, and even weird.
She made it sound like I was a danger to people with the terminology that she was using. And then people started ridiculing me. They started making fun.
There are less simps every day. Let it crumble. Yeah, I know, but some guy will do it. It just never ends.
The group rules are clear. Do not take screenshots or share any information outside of the group. Don't share personal info, phone numbers, family members, or employment information. Stating the group is about protecting women, not judging men. Napier contends in his case, those rules weren't followed.
They looked at my LinkedIn and they saw my previous employer, and they looked it up who the head of HR was, and then they posted her information.
Women never quit. They never quit. Like, oh my gosh, if I could go into detail of the way vengeful women have tried to get back at me. I actually almost reacted to all my hit pieces today. Just for money, because these usually do pretty well.
Her phone number and her email address, and told everyone to call.
Can you see the other side? Can you see the idea that this was created to weed out a bad dating experience?
Yeah, I think that the original idea about, creating a safe spot for
pimping ain't easy. Thank you. Thanks for the super chat, Danny. I appreciate it. This is the last day of the month, so I do get paid next month off of this month's donation. So thank you guys. You could put your hard-earned money anywhere, and you choose to do it here. So I do appreciate you guys.
For women to actually find men who are bad people or violent, things like that. Absolutely, I see the need for that, but it's not being used for that.
To follow the group rules, a local member chose to speak with me anonymously. She uses the community to make sure she's dating safely.
Before I even go on any date, I literally go on that page just to gather just a little bit more information about the person.
And at one point, when she was in a serious relationship, she looked up her fiance.
My answers were within that group based on, the woman that came forward.
Yeah, so a lot of times women go to the group, and you can kind of see the way women do this. It might not be a group like this, but it's their friend group, it's their family group. Women care a lot about being accepted into their group more often than they care about the relationship with the man.
I had gone on a date with them. Meanwhile, we were engaged. So it was one of those things I was like, okay, this is exactly what I needed.
Matthew Napier has hired attorney Mark Trent.
We've had thousands of phone calls and emails from men throughout the country, even globally from even the UK, that have contacted us.
Trent gained clients after filing this lawsuit in late July against Meta, the parent company of Facebook, and the Are We Dating the Same Guy parent company known as Spill the Tea Incorporated.
We would like to have their specific posts taken down. We want to have the group overall taken down because we don't think it has a positive purpose.
That suit is working its way through the courts. Meanwhile, the group puts reputations in the court of public opinion.
What the group is there for is to really just inform other women as well as protect other women.
Bullying people, both men and women, and it needs to stop.
And the crazy thing is, women feel entitled to not being bullied online, but men, they feel the right to bully men on the internet and over-exaggerate and make up stuff.
Allowed it. Even the admins and the moderators of the group has allowed it.
So Facebook has filed a motion to dismiss that case while a court ruling is still pending here. And Rob,
I want to be clear. I'm not in the group, so we looked at it from the outside. But from a check today, it shows that just 40 posts today. I shouldn't say just. That's a lot in one day on that page. And there are pages like this in major.
Okay. All right, guys. So we are going to be asking you guys the question: should men take legal actions against these groups and the women running them? What is your opinion on whether we are dating the same guy groups? Are they necessary, or is it a case of women not being able to take an L? Should men create a similar page? Why haven't men created similar pages? So we're going to pin that in the description, and please call in and let me know what you think. If you've ever been posted in one of these groups, please call in. It's pretty funny. Doug MPA, are you on the line?
I am here. How's it going?
I know you've been pinned in these groups.
So I was, I got put in one of those groups because, you know me, I'm Mr. Ghost Women. I don't think that you guys, if you're dating these women and you're just not feeling it, you don't owe her any kind of logical explanation at all. Who cares? But women can't stand it. They have to know, and they need closure. You see it in these romance movies all the time. I need closure. He owes me. And guys, you don't owe these women anything.
No, that means they want to get banged out one time by you. You should take it, guys. You should take
well,
it.
actually, no, because you know
Take
how many
the free
guys I know
sex.
they got the girl pregnant with closure sex?
That's their own fault. Wear a condom. Problem solved. Take your closure sex. Wear a condom. I don't care how much she says, Daddy, Poppy, take it off. No, keep it on. Keep it on. Keep it on. Get your closure sex and get the fuck out. I mean, we talked about this before, Doug MPA. It's them. They could hit it one more time, stroke it right, and pull out. No, don't take that. Don't take that chance. She's wrapping her legs around you. You know what I mean? Like, she's not letting you pull out. It's the last time she's not letting you pull out. So wrap it up, fellas. Get your closure set. I'm all for you guys. You know, you guys deserve some closure sex for the bullshit these women have put you through. Seriously, you've been posted in that group. You deserve some closure sex. I'm for it. So Varia says safety, says the woman having sex with hot randoms online. Yeah, I mean, they don't care about safety.
So I've had multiple conversations with multiple women in my life about they're trying to justify why women should be able to feel safe at the cost of men's privacy. Well, you have to understand. I don't have to understand anything. No. And then they're acting like women won't just assume something about you because you're in that group in the first place. Well, if he was a good guy, he wouldn't be in this group in the first place.
That's not true. I mean, some women are crash out and they can't take an L, so they post him anyway.
100% true.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, just take that L.
And women will put a guy they don't even know's name on the birth certificate and make him pay child support. You don't think that they wouldn't put some guy they wouldn't even know his face in a Facebook group and say, I went on a date with this guy. He's a piece of shit.
And if there
of course they would.
If there was a directory of women, it would be far worse than the directory of men.
Yeah.
Like if there was, go ahead.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Because I was going to say something afterwards.
If there was a directory of women where you could look up women, it would include false allegations, child support, herpes. It would have such messed up things. Fucking multiple men at the same time. And men don't do that because they think, you know what, I don't want the drama. Why? Actually, you tell me, Doug MPA, why would you not do that? Tell me.
Well, so here's the thing. First off, guys learn how to take L's early in life because life makes them have to, number one. Number two, we're taught from young that if you do anything but take the L on the chin and keep it moving, you're shamed and ridiculed and seen as dangerous. How many videos have we seen online by now where a man will be standing there watching some girl spray paint his car or burn up his property and stuff?
I know, and he's expected to just take it.
Yeah. That's what it is. And guys, we're taught from young. If you take an L, you just have to take it and keep on moving. But women aren't. And then that's exacerbated by the fact that women don't really start taking L's until they're in their 30s. That's why all these broads that were exposed in that T app, where the average age is 33 to 38 or something like that.
Yeah, it's when life starts giving. It's so crazy how we don't take L's till even almost our. If it's 33 to 37, it's almost our mid 30s that we don't take an L.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, because I always say this, guys, women always say, oh, men will never know what it's like to be pregnant. It's so awful. And then give birth and all this pain or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I always say, well, women will never know what it's like to face the amount of rejection that a man has to face. Women wouldn't be able to take 10% of the rejection that the average guy faces.
Let's role play here. Let's role play. Okay, so I want you to reject me, and I'll have to learn to take it. Okay. All right. So.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, you're at the grocery store. Hey, can you help me find something?
First off, I'd say, wait, are you like a mid, or are you attractive, a mid, or what?
No, she's a chubby chick. So okay.
Okay. She's the type of girl on.
Hey, sir. Excuse me, sir. Could you help me find something?
So if she's the type of girl that's on the T app, I would just say, do I know you?
No, you don't. But like, would you mind helping me like find something really quick?
And then I'd be like, I'm actually only in here for a couple of things, and then I have to go. Sorry.
Okay, but I just had it was like a super quick question. Is it okay?
No, it's not okay.
Oh, okay.
But thanks though.
Oh, okay.
Have a good day.
Let me log into the T app.
Yeah, or remember, hey guys, I have AJ's Rants and Reactions, and we're actually brothers in real life. We're twin brothers. So I have so if a woman comes up and starts talking, I say, oh yeah, wait, do I know you? Because I have a twin brother.
All right, let's try again. We're at the gym, okay? I'm obviously fat, so. Wow, is that bench?
Wait, so
do you
have a camera set up or no?
No camera set up. I'm just coming up. And saying hi. Is that bench? Are you doing bench right now?
I'd say, yeah, I'm exercising. Do I know you?
You have something, what's that on your face?
What's that on my face? I'm like,
that smile.
Then I'd be like, well, I'm just gonna work out, but I hope you have a good workout though. And then I put my earphones back in, and I would keep doing what I'm doing. You got to keep it short and sweet and to the point. I don't even flirt back. I just say, hey, I don't know you very well. I want to get back to my workout, so see you later.
Have you had women approach you the last few years? Have you noticed any difference? Or no? It's okay if not. Yeah, I'm just curious.
Well, so yes, because I always advocate, guys, when you hit 35, the whole world opens up. Mm-hmm. So yes, I have, but well, here's the thing. Are you talking about like approach and hit on?
Yeah, in real life. I've heard a couple guys say they've gotten approached in real life more than ever the last few years. I'm just curious if you've experienced that or no.
So I haven't had women hit on me. I've had women initiate conversation.
That's like the same thing.
No, it's not.
Okay, fine.
It's not the same thing, because a woman hitting on you would literally be like you said, hey, what's it on your face? It's a smile. That's hitting on you. But women will come up and try to find something to talk about.
Yeah.
And women just, they haven't had to do it, so they don't know how. So guys, you think that men stumble talking to women? Try watching women stumble talking to men. Women will try to, they'll ask you what your favorite sports team is when you know for a fact that they don't watch sports. They'll try to, or they'll talk about some kind of exercise in the gym that like women don't normally do. Like, oh yeah, you're doing flat bench, and they don't look like they do flat bench at all. you know. So there's a difference between a woman initiating contact and a woman hitting on you.
I saw this.
And it's funny because a lot of guys, they don't know, it's weird for them to get hit on. Guys, put in the chat if you would be okay with a woman walking up to you and just hitting on you and saying, hey, I think you're attractive. You have a nice smile. Let's go out sometime.
I saw this video of this girl going up to an influencer she was like, are you single? And he's like, I'm gonna walk with God. And she's like, can I join that? And I thought it was so funny. She's like, can I join? And I was like, okay, that was smooth, girl. I see you. I don't know why you rejected her, because she was pretty, but you know.
Yeah, but guys, we think that if a pretty girl is coming up to us in public, that we're about to get got somehow. Like, if she's like an 8 and she's walking up to a somewhat average guy who knows he's average, we're just like, there has to be a camera around, or she's going to set me up to get robbed.
He was a Chad. He was a Chad. He was a Chad, and he did have a camera, but it was because he was famous. But it was. I just respected the shot. Do you know what I mean? You got to respect, even if women get rejected, I have to respect the ones a little bit more. I don't respect women, but like, you know, I would give them a little bit more, like this much more respect. You know, at least you shot your shot, you know?
Yeah. Hey. Well, especially in this current dating market, because once again, men are being told not to approach. Women are too weak to approach. Or too scared of rejection. So now there's a big staring contest out in public. So,
yeah. Is anyone on the line to talk about, are we dating the same guy?
Yeah. So before I bring the people up, like the video, guys. We really appreciate you being here. Subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 3 million. So subscribe to the channel. Thanks to see. It's good to see all the regulars in the YouTube chat. And I just wanted to say thank you to Joseph Jellick, Oddly Man, and who else is in the Audacity chat? I think that's everyone in the Audacity chat. Thank you for being in the Audacity chat, everyone. We really appreciate it. Oh, and Rodolfo, you're in there too. Good to see you. First up, we have Ben. Ben is coming up. Ben, are you there?
Hey, yeah, sorry about that. What's going on?
Ben, what's going on?
Hey, I actually.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so tell me what you think. Have you ever been in one of those groups? Do you think men should sue? Should men create a similar page? What are your thoughts?
I had to mute that. I think that men should sue. I was actually posted on one of these pages recently. Actually, it's happened 3 times, but the most recent one really pissed me off.
Okay, Chad.
I'm not a Chad, really, I don't think, but
Tyrone, Glocktavius, Gavin.
and I made a post about it because it just really pissed me off. And then what I don't get is that, to me, it's just a slander group. I don't see it as any other thing that's all I've really seen on there. And I know some of the guys on there sometimes, and you can tell that they're lying. Because you know these people. And I really just think they need to get rid of it. And I think if they can sue, they really should. I wish I could sue, you know? I mean, but you should see the post I made, though. It's pretty funny. Anyways, that's all I have to share.
Can you tell me, like, what was the story they put on and what actually happened?
I mean, I could show you the post, I guess.
Well, you could just give me, you don't have to show it word for word, but give me a summary of what they said happened versus what actually happened.
Okay, so I'm on the Facebook dating, and then all of a sudden a friend of mine tells me that I'm on this webpage, a girlfriend, you know, not a girlfriend, but a friend who's a girl. So then a couple other girlfriends that I know start telling me about it. So they start sending me screenshots of it. Mm-hmm. So now I'm like reading it, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. And I do have kind of a colorful past, but I'm really not I'm not a violent person or anything like that. But I did have like drug issues like throughout my life, but I don't anymore. Anyways, anytime that I'm dating someone, I will tell them who I am. Like always, I don't, do people really hide who they are that much when they get into relationships? Because in my experience, that hasn't been the case on either end with me or her. So yeah, I think it's just entirely fucked up, and that men should too.
I was talking to one of my friends, and I said, look, the sad part about it is I know a lot of guys, a lot of red pill channels like, oh yeah, don't spend more than $20 on a date and only take her to coffee. But guys, a lot of us still take women on traditional dates. Especially a lot of us older guys. It's what we were taught to do.
Yeah.
And so you planned this date. No, you met this woman. You planned this date. You paid for this date to invite this woman into your life to do this to you. Understand what I'm saying?
It's a no starter.
Yeah, it's almost like
garbage.
you're paying her to trash you in a way.
Yes, 100%.
It's a no starter. There is no future with a girl who's done that. And I don't understand why they don't see that either.
Yeah.
Well, usually it's a woman that was the girl that said that about you someone who took an L? Like that you wouldn't have seen anyway? I feel like it's just their crash out on the way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can expound. So, what happened was, okay, so the girl and she kept talking to me, and then she saw, whatever they said, and she's like, well, I still kind of want to see him and go on a date with him. And I asked all the girls, I go, did you post me on this? And she admitted it. And I said, that's really messed up. And I kept talking to her. But I held my ground with it because it's just, I was not going to go on a date with her.
What was her counter argument would be is the women I talked to are like, well, you have to understand that women need a safe place and it's not about you. It's about the women. It's just like, are you trying to convince me that it's okay that my privacy was compromised?
Yeah. No, so they think that it's to protect women. I do not think it's to protect women. In fact, I think probably a bunch of women messaged me after, so I'm kind of thinking that it does the opposite.
Really? So you got posted and they like found you on Instagram, or where'd they message you?
Yeah, so either like people I'm friends with, people that knew me, mostly, but a lot of girls messaged me that I could probably, and if I'm such a like horrible person, they don't know me like. It's like from my hometown, like acquaintances, right? Like we all grew up to it together, even if we're in a friend group,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm off track with my thinking because it's been pissing me off for days. I like lost sleep over it, and I'm just kind of done with it. And again, like I said, it was the third time it's happened, and I don't understand why a girl would think that she can post your photo on one of these groups and that you would ever like, isn't the goal like long-term or marriage or like a stable relationship? But like you started it off with that there is, I don't see a future with that. So I don't understand why they don't see that part of it.
And like personally, I wouldn't want like a guy reviewing, like what kind of pressure does that put you under if someone's reviewing every date that you go on? Like, come on, ladies, you've never been an asshole on a date. I have. Like, come on. Like, ever in your whole life, you've never done anything a little weird, a little awkward. Like, come on.
The main thing about it is women will, okay, the majority of women still want to approach a man, date a man, court a man, and propose to a man. But they have all sorts of opinions as to how men do it. That's why women shouldn't be able to do this kind of thing, because unless you're going to step up to the plate and approach a man and plan a date, well, then stop talking about how men do it. So once again, now we have the great staring contest now.
Yeah, I'm just afraid that at some point that, it's going to get me in trouble. I had a marriage that it was horrible. I was behaving really good. I had a business. Me and my father were working, and I meet this girl. I get her pregnant. I break up with her. I didn't know she was pregnant. She tells me she's pregnant, so I marry her. So I'm a simp. Like, this is like 12, 13 years ago, right? I marry her. Then later on, I found out she's cheating on me the whole time, all this stuff. She ultimately gets into drugs. And then like I leave her, and then I found out she's prostituting. This is well before fucking OnlyFans. This is when it was still a shocker, right? You know. And ultimately, I left her. We had a kid together. And you know, through that, I ended up with my own drug and depression issues, and I got through that myself. So I'm not, you know, clean, and I admit that. But like, I still don't think that you should be able to put my photo up on something that's a public forum. If you want to search me, like say on a, you know, like a background check or ask people about me and all that, I think that's totally fine, you know. But it's a public forum. It's a big difference.
And if you cared about your safety, why are women going over to men's houses they don't know? You know what I mean? Like for like hookups and whatever. Like there's women that go straight to men's houses off of Tinder and whatever. If you're really that concerned about safety, why are we going out at night? Why are we solo traveling? Like, come on. Women don't give a shit about safety.
Cool. Thanks for calling.
I think it turns them on. Like the lack of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for calling it. Call it anytime. Okay.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Cool. Great call. We've had some really good calls as of late. Good job. Okay. Next up, it says Zoom user. Zoom user. Zoom user, you're on mute. Why you didn't change your name? It just says Zoom user. I have no idea. We're going to give you a couple more seconds because you're probably listening to the YouTube. It says Zoom user. Zoom user going once. Zoom user going twice. Zoom user, I'm putting you back in the waiting room. Okay. Next up, we have Peter. Peter's coming up. Guys, hit that like button. We really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we have Peter. Are you there? Peter? Peter. I'm not going to say your last name. Peter? Peter going once. Peter going twice. See you back in the waiting room. Next up, we have Nick. Nick, are you there?
Yes, how you doing?
Hey, Nick. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Pearl. How are you?
Are you Chad, Tyrone, Glocktavius? Have you been in these groups?
Well, I called in, I think last week or 2 weeks ago. I was on the STD call-in show. You remember me?
Can you remind me what was your story? I'm bad with names.
I was 21 years old, caught chlamydia.
Oh, yeah, I remember this guy.
And then I gave it to 10 girls, around 6 girls.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Okay, did that get you in the... I'm going to read a super chat, but then think about the question. Did that get you in the group, or was it something else? Support from a woman who identifies falling into the category, not all. Love your content. It helps protect my son. Thank you, Alexia. I do say not all, and I guess I mean it, but pretty much all, 99%, you know, but I guess there might be one. Okay, sorry. Do you have an answer to the question? Did that get you in the group, or did something else?
Well, so actually that did not get me in the group, actually. But I was posted in the group, it's been like 3 months ago now.
Okay. What happened?
I got blasted in there. Someone posted like a picture of me. It was like, any red flags before I go on a date with them? Anyone know him? That's what was posted. It wasn't even like, she never even hung out with me. I was just texting her. And then the comments blew up because I would text a lot of girls, a lot of the same texts. And apparently they didn't like that. So every girl in the city was posting our screenshot of our conversations of me sending them the same videos and pictures and all that.
Was it at least fire? Like, did you look good in the pictures at least?
Nah, it wasn't even like pictures of me. It was just like sometimes like I'll send a picture of like my motorcycle and then I'll just send it to like 100 girls or whatever. And then there was like 6 girls like, oh my God, he texted me at the same time with the same picture, all this shit. And then they were just loving it. They're like, who's this guy? He's kind of handsome. Like they were just gassing me up in the comments, but they were like, yeah, he just seems like he just wants to hook up though. Like that's why I
And so
stopped
from your
responding to
point of
him.
view, was it true? Did you just want to hook up or were you open to something serious?
No, I'm always open for the right one.
But
For the right one, I'm always open.
were the women posting you? Were you open with them or no?
Well, the thing is, I had no idea who they even were. So like,
You didn't
I don't know.
Okay.
Like I have a big list of phone numbers which I just spam through whenever like I want something. But the fact is, like, most of the comments in the comments though was girls that we'd never been on a date with. So the actual girls that I did like have relationships with or like I slept with, none of them got posted. No one said anything bad about me on a date, which I'm glad for. But I did have one person ask me, there's like, she made up a lie in the comments. She was like, if I can remember, she was like, yeah, my friend met him at the bar and he was dancing with her, but then he turned around to talk to another girl while dancing with my friend, which wasn't true. I was helping this girl that was on the floor that fell down, but then she got mad at me saying I was trying to hit on another girl. So she did say that, but most of the girls really didn't care about that. I didn't, but that was the worst thing that got posted on there.
Cool. So again, PA, you got any other questions for him?
You know, it's just, what can you do, man? You're just gonna see less and less guys dating. Like, why? Because like I said on the last call, you're trying to date these girls and they're going in bad faith. It's just costing you money and time, dude.
I completely agree. As a guy with like a high body count, whatever, which a lot of guys in here listen to, like certain guys like Fresh and Fit and stuff like that. I do admit that after a while it does get boring and there's limited returns. Like there's not really any good returns from this lifestyle. All you're really gonna end up getting at the end of the day is you're gonna end up either with a kid, or you're gonna end up getting STDs, or you're gonna end up getting with the charge.
Chlamydia.
So,
right?
yeah, so it's important to not have a lifestyle like this where you're constantly everywhere you go. Like everywhere I go now, ever since that post, like I go to the bars, like girls recognize me. They all like
No way. They recognize you
Yeah.
at the bars from that post, just at like a random bar.
Girls at the bar would be like, "Oh, I seen you on the Facebook group," and some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I know a guy that was posted in there, and like, some of the women at his work walked up, that he was friends walked up and said, "Why are you in this group?"
Yeah.
And then he's on the back foot, and he it's like if you don't say anything, they're gonna assume the worst, and then so you quote unquote have to explain yourself because someone told a version of a story that they never should have heard in the first place.
Yeah, I've been lucky, but I had my one friend. He's more attractive than me. He's like a definition of a Chad, and he got posted as well, and he got like a false allegation on him. But some girl that ended up sleeping with him ended up posting in the comments. She was like, "Oh, he was such a creep. Like he was trying to hook up with me, and it was just and I rejected him, and he got upset." That's what she said. Even though she ended up sleeping at his house the whole night and all this. So like that ruined his reputation as well. So there is guys that do get falsely accused on there. And there's not really any way you could even defend yourself since the group is private, right? And if any girl like wants to like defend you, they'll just ban them as well.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, Nick, thanks for calling in, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for calling in, Chad.
I'm not a Chad. I don't think I'm a Chad. I think I'm pretty average looking, but I think it's important that like I don't think looks is everything. I know Pearl always says that, but I think there's a lot of ugly guys that get out.
You're totally correct for men.
Yeah, I don't think it's 100% the look. There's a lot of guys they care too much about looks, but girls end up like even in these groups, they'll post some ugly ass guys in there, and they're still getting some motion as well. So even as an ugly guy, you can still have a reputation as well. It's not the end of the world.
Cool. Well, thanks for calling in. Okay, call in anytime.
All right, thank you, bro. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna let in. I see friend of the channel, Sean. What's up, buddy?
What's goody? What's good?
Hey, Sean. How are you?
Super good.
So tell me, have you been, do they have Are We Dating the Same Guy? Where are you at? Thailand?
Yeah, they got it.
Come on, in Thailand.
Can you,
Yeah, bruh.
do you, I don't even know what language they speak there. I don't know that this might sound really dumb. Is it a different language or is it English?
No, it's a different language. It's called Thai, so they speak Thai.
Okay, so can you even read if they post about you? Can you even read what they're saying?
Yeah, Pearl, Google Translation. So yeah, you can hear this.
Stupid question, my bad. So
No.
So tell me, have you ever been posted in there? Did they? Oh, you know what? Maybe they would put the best breakup ever. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. If
He
they
dumped
share
me,
that,
but it
that
was
would be
an
awesome.
amazing experience, you know?
Exactly, but I want some copyrights. I want some royalties if they put that in there. But no. Nah, they have one. They have one for different areas. So sometimes, if you live in like Pattaya, then they have one for Bangkok. So the girls just share information about guys they're dating to make sure that they're not dating the same investment vehicle. They're not invested in the same investment vehicle. That's how I see it.
Okay. Have you ever been posted?
Go ahead.
Have you ever been posted in one?
Yeah. But it was just something like, oh, hey,
It's like, yeah.
this guy, is anybody dating this guy? But it's kind of weird, too, for me, because I tell girls, like, I'm not exclusive to you. So at the end of the day, if you not put me in the chat, but if you just know anything about dating me, I'm never closed on my end. Whether I want to do it or not, it's up to me. But I'm never just gave an ultimatum to be closed on my end. And so they don't do it so much, but sometimes they still do it because they want what they want, right? So boom.
Do you ever sell them a dream or no?
Nah. Well, being with me is a dream. I don't need to sell you a dream. I'm living the American dream.
Wait, that's
so at the end of the day, I don't need to sell them that. But at the end of the day, I know what you mean. Do I give them experiences that is like a dream? Then you could say yes, but I don't sell them a dream. I tell them who I am and what I want. But they create their own dreams. You know how that goes. You know how it is, Doug. They're going to create whatever they want.
I know. We have like a little hamster wheel in us at all times. So do you think that men, do you think they should create their own version of this? Like, are we fucking the same girl and you can just look her up and then see what her history is? Has she falsely accused a guy? Has she done this, that? What do you think?
Yeah, I think guys should fight fire with fire. So the guys who's suing, the guys who are saying, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to take legal action, I think you should do it, man. I'm not going to be one of those guys hating in the background. Oh, no, men should just shut up and be quiet and take the L. No, that's why you're losing. So net, at the end of the day, fight fire with fire. I don't have nothing against it. I think it's a smart thing for people to do.
Yep. This whole men taking the high road thing and men just taking press charges. Press charges, equal rights is equal lefts, all that stuff, guys. Give them the equality they asked for.
Exactly. I see nothing wrong with providing equality out. So at the end of the day, if they put you on there and they do that and you feel like as though and you think you should do X, Y, and Z, go get it done. You'll never hear me say nothing, run down on you and say, hey, man, real men don't do that. No, whatever. Dummies don't do that.
Yeah, real men don't negotiate with terrorists. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, but we do take them out. So
all right,
thanks. Do something.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for calling in.
No problem. Peace out.
Oh, good talk to you, buddy.
We do take them out. That's funny.
All right, we're gonna try Zoom user again.
Yes. Dog.
Oh, you're back.
Yes.
See you, buddy. How you doing?
Good.
Are you a Chad, Tyrone, Glocktavian? Have you been posted in these groups? Let me know.
Pearl, I'm the Casanova.
Oh, yeah? Happens to the best of us, all right? So what'd they say about you?
What did the ladies say? That's a good question. To be honest, you have to ask the local ladies. I'm not at liberty to divulge that kind of information because it doesn't appear online at the moment from what I know.
Okay, so you're not on those pages.
So, what do you think about them, though? Do you think that they're like a legit thing for women to do? Do you think it's wrong for women to post guys on there? What do you think?
I guess, it's regional, right? So ladies, they love to talk, they love to communicate, they love to feel safe, right? That's important. I guess
Yeah, but the biggest problem is there's a difference between being safe and feeling safe. A lot of women don't feel safe in some of the safest cities in the world.
And you can call the cops. It's like, I mean, I guess he can rape you, but like not for that long. The cops are coming if you call 911.
Don't say that. God, no.
Great.
Here's the thing. In most Western cities, especially the United States, women can walk around half naked, drunk, and nothing happens to them. So like this whole, in fact, they're putting a stat showing that men have less reason to feel safe at night because we're more likely to be victim of a violent crime, which happens much more often than SA. So like, there's feeling safe and then actually being safe. And it's funny because a lot of these women who don't feel safe in like, major cities in the US, try going to other areas of the world and tell me how safe you feel.
I guess maybe that's like also a psychological problem. I mean, I don't know why they would kind of like, if they're like all in their heads and they can't trust their girlfriends, then maybe like as a cheap kind of like solution is to post in a group. And
we've talked about it multiple times. Women can't take L's.
Impossible.
Men, when we're young, you probably still remember the first time that you got your heart ripped out, the first time you were told that you weren't tall enough, that you weren't athletic enough, that you don't run fast enough. It happens early. And so women have accepted that men have to take the L's and women don't. And if women have to take an L, everyone has to pay for it. It's just like in the house.
Okay, but do we always accept defeat?
Yes. Yes, most men do. Every day.
Most men do, yeah. They just take it.
100%.
There was maybe a time like 10 years ago, I remember more men would be like pushy, even if like you said no. Nowadays, they're like, okay, see ya. Like they don't care.
Yep. But even when we're young, you're taught that if you just don't take it, if you don't just take the L and keep it moving, you could be a creep. You're toxically masculine, all this stuff. That's why you see these women.
Yeah, but do
why didn't he keep pursuing me? I told him no, but then he stopped right then. He's supposed to keep going after I said. I mean, no doesn't really yet. Now more than ever, no means no to men. Hey, lady, how you doing? Can I get your number? Well, I don't think so. Okay, bye. Wait, where are you going? You see that all the time. Why don't men keep trying after I say no? There is no keep trying after you say no. Once you say no, goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women just can't take L's, dude.
Do you have any
can't do it.
Do you have any other thoughts on the Facebook group?
The Facebook, I'm not even on Facebook. Well, I'm on Facebook, but like, I don't really see the point in being on Facebook.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. Call in anytime, all right?
All right, thanks, buddy.
Oh.
All right. Guys, make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 2 million. Thank you for all the super chats. All the super chats go towards the divorce documentary, so keep hitting that button for the super chats. Next up, I'm going to try Peter again. And it says joining.
Doug, MPA, don't kill me. I'm so thirsty. Do you mind talking to them while I fill my water? It'll take 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I am like so thirsty. I'll be back.
Go ahead. It's not joining with Peter. Peter, are you there? Peter, if I count to 3 and you're not on there, I'm going to kick you out of the call because it's second time. Peter going once, Peter going twice, and I'm removing you from the call. Guys, you got to get your technology together, please. Got to get your technology together. Up next, we have Dan. Dan's coming into the call. Please be ready. Please have your sound connected. You're on mute, Dan. 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 You guys got to get your stuff together. Dan going once. Dan going twice. Put you back in the waiting room. He's probably listening to the YouTube, so he'll probably realize in about 10 seconds that I tried to call him into the call. Okay. We have another good friend of the channel, Sean, with the Eeyore avatar. Always good to see him in here, so I'm going to bring him in here. He always makes for a conversation. Sean, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yep. How's it going?
Going all right, man.
So what do you think about this whole, because we've been talking about the T app. I think you called in on that one. But the Facebook groups, Are We Dating the Same Guy, came first. So first off, do you think that these guys should legally sue these women? And then what do you think about the Are We Dating the Same Guy groups?
So my opinion is no, to be honest. Like I think guys shouldn't sue because in my experience and from what I've seen, because I know girls that are like in New York City that are on that page, given that there's just so many guys that are, I mean, there's a higher girl to guy ratio. So usually the girls are actually dating the same guy. That's actually very common.
That's what I'm saying, though. You like, there's a lot of guys. There aren't a lot of guys.
Yeah, I mean, so over there, things are very slanted in men's favor. So that's why I would say there's a lot more active users on those specific cities in particular, whether it's New York City, Albany, like basically everywhere across New York for the most part, like major cities. But I would say, like in general, if you're getting posted on there, it's to your benefit. Because a girl who's not that into you, maybe she goes on a date with you or two, she's not posting you on there. She's only posting you on there if she's highly emotionally invested. And at that point, no matter what feedback she hears, whether it's positive about you or it's negative about you, in my opinion, it's still going to play in your favor. Because from what I've observed is that, because I've been posted on there, and, you know, girls who will come to me saying, oh, you know, I heard such and such about you. But they'll be like, oh, I heard it from a friend, but I know someone who's on the forum who like, oh, no, that was posted about you. And I'll just be like, oh, no, you know, that girl was just jealous that, you know, I didn't stick around, you know, with her. But, you know, she's just sad that, you know, you're going to end up with me. So like, you know, I'm obviously lying, right? But like, you know, you just play it that way and it just plays with their emotion.
How did you get posted on there? Did you feel like it was earned or did you feel like it was unwarranted? You know what I mean? Go ahead.
I would say, I mean, as far as what she was aware of, I would say it is unwarranted. I think the girls who are generally posting guys on there are already active members of that group because they've been cheated on in the past. So they're just bitter and jaded to some extent. They just think all men cheat, which, okay, fair enough. There's some truth to that. But, you know, at the same time, like, I would say it's unwarranted. I didn't do anything in that interaction that would have led her to believe that. But no, I mean, my observation is it tends to play to guys' favors who do get posted on there, because whether you get positive feedback or negative feedback, what's that saying? All press is good press.
All public.
Yeah. And if no one's posting anything, like if no one's responding anything about you, you know, that's probably, you know, neutral at best. But I would say in general, it does play to the guy's favor because you already own the real estate inside her brain, if that makes sense, because she's probably thinking about you all the time. But yeah, I mean, I would say they should honestly rename that group to "Am I in a Situationship?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, do you know what? I found that some people haven't even met the guy yet. It's like, do you expect him to be loyal now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they had that expectation. It's very weird.
To go along with that, they don't even say what dating is. like me, I saw the girl once, and she put me on there because I ghosted her, and I'm like, I don't owe you anything.
Well, and you didn't even you guys weren't even hooking up, right?
Sorry,
it didn't even get to that point.
I know, but that's my point. I'm like already.
So it's like, are we dating? Listen, what's the tea? There is no tea because I just didn't want to talk to you anymore. See, because that's what I'm saying. Women have been telling men for the past 60 years, we don't owe you our time, our resources, our bodies, anything. But they don't like how men are responding. I don't owe you anything either. The T app is women assuming that men owe them transparency. Men owe them something socially. We don't owe you anything. And they're trying to make up for the fact that men aren't giving that to them. And that's what pisses me off the most. Men have had to accept this dynamic, but women are doing everything to stop equality from happening. Once again, 50, 60 years. We don't owe you anything. If I tell you no, leave me alone. But then when men do the same thing, they can't stand it. I'm on a conceptual level here,
Take that L.
We should
make a commercial that's like how to take the L. Ladies. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say so a friend of mine in New York City, she actually posted, and this was about a month ago, a guy who she was basically dating, and quite frankly still is dating. And basically the comments that came back was, oh, he's a nice guy, and he just we things did not match up and things like that. And I'm talking to her because I'm trying to get to know what is this guy like, and I realized this guy's a brokey, he's a bum, and somehow this guy's getting posted on there. So that, it doesn't make sense to me why girls are posting usually low quality guys that are on there, other than
drama. That's why.
It's just emotions and drama that are quite frankly on there, and then they'll stay in these situationships forever, and then wonder why the guys are not committing. It doesn't make sense to me. In my opinion, I think if they're posting the guy on there, they've already lost. If that makes sense. I don't think anyone who's ever posted a guy on these forums has ever actually ended up in a real relationship with those guys, let alone married.
Yeah, I agree.
So my take on it is I think it is an invasion of privacy. I will say that, because I don't know how often they actually take those pictures down, and obviously I don't think men want their pictures on the internet forever, undisclosed. But
and on the T app, they let you put the guy's phone number, where he lives, where he works. Yeah,
they have everything on there.
You're like, oh yeah, it's not that bad. It can be that bad. They're literally posting all of your private information, your phone number, your address.
What I never understood is you would think they'd be just trying to figure out, is that guy married or something like that, or is he in a relationship? But that's usually not it. It's it's almost it's become more normalized, and I think it's because when I started using online dating, I noticed just about every girl I went on a date with was searching me on LinkedIn, and I could tell because it could kind of say who your searches are coming from, and you can see what companies that they're at, and it's pretty much the person who I recently went on a date with. And I think it's just become more normalized in women's mind that any information that they can find about you is now fair game. So whether it's, social media stalking you, or, using these forums that they believe only women have access to, that now it's become more and more legitimized. I think it's just become more normalized. But to me, it doesn't make any sense as far as quote unquote safety, because if safety is concerned, why are there so many girls who will meet, strangers who they've never met before, as opposed to guys who they know in real life? That used to not be a thing 20 years ago.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We just like the drama. We just like the drama.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, 20 years ago, right, the idea of a girl being on Match.com or a guy being on Match.com was considered very weird. People would just question that. And now I think the idea of searching up strangers is now more legitimized. So
women will get baby rabies because one woman gets pregnant and they're so jealous of the status of what the attention that the woman is getting from being pregnant, that they'll go out and get pregnant.
Yeah, that is
you
true.
think that women aren't just posting stuff about men to participate in the conversation and get the same amount of likes and attention? in these groups. Come on now. Women will make a stupid mistake like getting pregnant by some loser just to be able to participate in a friends group with a bunch of other women pregnant. Come on now.
No, that's true. I mean, I've gone on dates with girls, and I'll take them back to my place. And in my neighborhood, there's pretty much a lot of new couples that have like kids and stuff like that. Like, so they're like, they had their first kid or second kid. They're all like under 7 years old because there's like a good elementary school around. And so anytime I take a girl for a walk in that neighborhood, after a date, they start like thinking, oh, I could get married to this guy. I could start having kids with this guy. So I think that's definitely is true. Like, when they start seeing their friends have kids, they start thinking, oh, now I got to have kids and I got to find a guy and who's going to give me commitment. And, is this guy a committophobe? Is he just leading me on? So I think that's why they go on this sort of T app. Are we dating the same guy type stuff? But to be honest, any girl who's 35, who's basically on those forums, I think they're pretty much all screwed. They're all going to be on that, what is that, Ask Women Over 40 subreddit pretty soon? you know what I'm talking about, right? All those bitter women, like they pretty much are the same girls that are on, the Ask Women Over 30 10 years later, and they're the same ones that are going to be on that T app and whatnot. So.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for calling, Sean. Always a good call and always good insight.
Yeah, thanks for calling in.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. Next up.
Thanks for doing that while I got my water.
Oh yeah, of course.
I usually try to fill it before the show, but
yeah, you look like you were kind of hurting a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna bring up Joe, and then I'm gonna try Dan again. Joe, are you there?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Joe, how are you?
Hey, good. I just had a couple of thoughts I wanted to share. I haven't actually been on one of these apps myself, but I have had false accusations, and my wife is trying to take the kids away and everything. So what I was thinking, and I've been watching a lot of content related to this T-app thing, and I saw there was a man version of it, apparently called T-Born, but it was within a couple of days, it was banned from all of the app stores, from Apple and Google and everybody. But what I was thinking was, I don't know if you could do Facebook groups or whatever, but I was thinking that men should do a version of it, but actually follow the rules, where you just post a picture, maybe a first name, not reveal everybody's like full name and address and everything. And then if you have like court documents or something, basically just say, are you currently dating them, or when did you date them? Give a date range. Because that's supposedly what the whole thing was about in the first place. Just, are you dating this person at the same time that I'm dating them? And then you could have multiple people line up and you could show overlap. But then if you had like court documents or something, like my ex has an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon from like 2007 or whatever. Like I've got those documents, so I could maybe submit them, and then a moderator could basically authenticate them, and then just put, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon 2007, and without revealing the entire document, like to the entire world or whatever. So anyway, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking guys should do it, but they should do it right, and not just dox everybody and make up a bunch of dumb stories. Like, only facts, please. You know what I mean? And basically show them, like, yes, this can be a good idea, but you can do it right and not just embarrass everybody. Also, the last time I talked, go ahead.
Look, I'm for equality, man. I don't think that. See, you're kind of saying that men should take the higher ground and you just use it the right way, but why? Why?
Because anybody can make up stories about anybody. Then the whole thing is completely worthless.
Yeah, because men are actually held to the rules, women aren't. So it's like.
Well, no, because I think the idea does actually have value. Like, if I'm dating somebody, I want to know if other guys are seeing her, or if she's seeing other people behind my back or whatever.
But you're never going to really know anyway.
I mean, you just assume she is because it's if the woman's even slightly attractive, it's easy for her to sleep with other people.
If you assume she is, though, well, then what do you want to know for if you assume she is?
It would still be nice to know for sure. Like for example,
would you tell her or would you just ghost? Like, what would be your plan?
Here's like a very specific example. So like in my marriage lasted 13 years and ended in December of 2024. So and after the fact, I've looked into it and I missed a bunch of apparently very obvious red flags. But starting about 7 years ago, when we moved into the town that we had moved into, my wife started saying that she wanted to go out. She likes singing karaoke. I've never really been into karaoke or whatever. So like about twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month, she would go out on the weekends or on Wednesdays or whatever the day was that they had karaoke or whatever. And she would go out and have some drinks and, I felt like, she needed a night out. She was always like, I hate being cooped up with the kids and this and that or whatever. So now that she left me in December, I'm like, everybody was telling me when she left, they're like, there's no way she would leave unless she had another guy, right? Or somebody to stay with, or somebody else who's taking care of her.
She had one. Like, what's the point of even knowing?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I would have been, if I had been able to know earlier, then I think I would have been better prepared, because she very specifically basically tried to blindside me. She basically just left with the kids and didn't say a single word to me. She never talked about divorce. She never said she wanted to separate. She never said anything. She just disappeared with the kids. And then about 30 days later, I get hit with this court notice or whatever saying that she wants a restraining order and I'm a danger to, she's afraid of me and everybody, I'm apparently the worst person on the planet Earth. But the last time I talked to you, I did say we had a hearing on July 22nd. And we had that hearing, and a big surprise to me, she had the kids taken away from her. The custody evaluator.
No way.
Had an argument with her, right? The custody evaluator is making recommendations on what should be done with the kids, and she had a fight. She had a fight with the custody evaluator, and then the custody evaluator got CPS involved and had the kids taken away from her.
Do you have them now then?
No,
neither.
Nobody has them. But when they took the kids away from her, that means they don't have to pay her child support anymore. And I didn't know this. I think everybody should know this. The Office of the Attorney General will garnish your paycheck automatically if you have a pending divorce that involves child support. Like, I thought they could only garnish your paycheck like if you were behind on payments, or if you messed something up, or no, they start taking money out of your paycheck immediately. And if the judge thinks that you have investments that could be liquidated, they're basically taking 65% of my paycheck since January. And then on top of that, they were trying to charge me $800 a month for child visitation. So basically 100% of my paycheck has been going down the tubes since January. And but that's all stopped at the hearing at July 22nd. So that's all good news. Now they're going to do another round of, basically fitness evaluations or whatever, where everybody has to basically prove, that they're not insane. But also good news on the other side of the good news was my mom had actually taken care of my nieces and nephews when my sister was getting divorced a couple of years ago. And so she wants to take care of the kids. And so all she has to do is get, the home study done from CPS. And then she can probably get the kids. And the other good news is I don't have to pay for visitation anymore. So I get free visitation. And my paycheck's not getting garnished. Anyway, but I know that's all side information, but man, I didn't know any of this. I didn't know any of this until I was right in the middle of it.
That's what happens. You know, you have a lot of guys, they go down to Kinko's and make their copies and print out everything. They think they're all ready, then they go to actual court.
It's insane what they can get away with. And basically, that's the other thing I was thinking about related to this T app is women can say anything they want, and it's like everybody automatically believes them. Same thing in court. Like the wife can make any kinds of accusations that she wants against the husband, saying he's scary or he's dangerous or he's emotionally distant, or whatever. Who's not emotionally distant, right? But
you know what?
And she just gets the benefit of the doubt.
You're emotionally distant to a woman that's trying to destroy you. Gee, imagine that.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like yeah, exactly. Like she would try to start these fights and she'd be yelling at me, and then she'd say, "Well, you're just shutting down. You're just emotionally shutting down," or whatever. I'm like, "What? What am I supposed to do? You want me to scream back at you? Like that's not going to help anything. Like you know, this is just dumb."
Yeah.
Well, but anyway,
glad to hear the good news.
I was just saying,
and we're gonna move on to the next caller because we.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. All right.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks for the check-in. Bye. All right. Next up, we have Dan. I think that there was a woman in the call queue earlier. Call back in because I was going to bring you up, but they're not there anymore. Dan, are you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, Dan. Are you a Chad? Were you put in the group? Are we dating the same guy?
So yeah, I was actually posted in there 3 times. The first time I was ever posted,
okay, Dan.
I kind of actually deserved it because at the time it was this was December of 2023, and I was with my girlfriend at the time, and I was on a dating app. So yeah, I got busted cheating, and someone was asking about me, seeing if they were dating this guy and whatnot. And someone from my work who I was friends with on Facebook, obviously, like noticed that I was posting on there. And then I'm guessing it was her who messaged my girlfriend. And, that relationship ended.
Just so fast, hold on. C-Pro, you see what I said about people at your job and stuff? Mm-hmm. There are people at your job in your personal life that will go on there. I mean, I guess his was blatant, but being put in there opens up to people and opens you up to people in your life seeing you in there. Anyway, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, and but it's kind of funny because that my ex-girlfriend 9 months later after that relationship ended, she messaged me out of the blue and cheated on her current boyfriend with me. 9 months later, saying she messaged me how much she missed me and saying that she wanted a family with me and what. So that was kind of funny that she broke up with me for cheating and then she ends up going and cheating on her boyfriend. But yeah, anyway, 4 months. So 4 months later, after that happened, there was this other girl who posted me in there she got mad at me for ghosting. I hooked up with her a couple of times, and then we were going to meet up a third time, but then I just honestly wasn't in it. Like, I don't know, I didn't feel like it. And then she posted in there saying, "Oh, I was an asshole," or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she ended up reporting me on Bumble and Hinge for ghosting, and then I got kicked off of there for ghosting, and and then later, the third time that I was posted was, I believe it was November of 2024 was the last time. And this girl and I had hooked up or whatever a couple times. And she was just asking, she's like, "Oh, I heard this guy was posted in here before for cheating on his girlfriend. I just wanted to make sure that he wasn't dating anyone," And then I had someone else from my work who I didn't know. I worked at a hospital. So of course it was like these nurses, and she was saying that she made up this crazy rumor saying that I was sleeping around in the hospital, which wasn't true at all. She was saying I was sleeping with like 80% of the nurses in the hospital. That I only slept with one nurse at the hospital at that hospital. And she was like saying I was spreading STDs. Some other girl who I did go on a date with was mad, saying that, oh, like I'm a dickhead for like ending the date in like 45 minutes. What is it? The girl who posted me the second time saying that I ghosted her came on. Another girl said that I was an ass because I ghosted her because she sent me a picture of her body and then I didn't like it, so I just stopped talking to her.
Wait, did you say you didn't like it? Or did you
no,
not,
I just, she sent me a
heart
Was she
thing on
fat?
there.
What was wrong with it? Fat or flat?
Yeah. She had like cellulite and whatnot. Yeah, she was chubbier than I thought. And she sent me a picture of her body, and she just sent it, and then I didn't say anything. So I might be a little bit of an ass for that, but I don't know. But so that is what happened. But yeah, the whole thing about the STDs and whatnot, saying that I was spreading it. I never had an STD in my life. So, and then I know I've seen that girl who I worked with before, but I never really knew her. And she was gross. Like, this girl was like a 1.5 out of 10. She was gross. And then so I had no idea why she mentioned me like that. And then my best friend's ex-girlfriend was saying that it was like commenting like on my sex life, like saying that like, oh, you know, he's had girls come in and out, but I hadn't heard nothing about him recently. I was like, why would you even say that? Like, I'm not, you know, I don't know. It was weird. And the whole thing made me mad enough to the point where I had made this Are We Dating the Same Guy exposed group on Facebook. And I had it was running for about, I don't know, 3 months, something like that. And it started, like, the followers on it started picking up so fast. Like, I had about 5,000 followers before we finally got banned, because women just kept reporting the group. Mm-hmm. And what we were doing is me and my girlfriend, my current girlfriend, were screenshotting Are We Dating the Same Guy posts, because she was in there, you know, and then we were just posting everything that they were posting. And we would, like, you know, when we see, we would, you know, when they would talk shit about, you know, a guy on there, we would do the same. Like, we would bully that girl back, and, you know, whatever, talk smack about her. Mm-hmm. And then that's why our group got banned. But I was like, well, we're doing the same thing that they were doing. Why did our group get banned? You know what I mean? And these girls were so mad about that exposed group. And like all these, it was so funny. They were just like, oh, you don't care about women's safety. You don't care about women's safety. It's not about women's safety.
I literally don't care about women's safety. Like, what more do you guys want? You have the police you can call. I mean, it's pretty safe outside.
Exactly. I don't know. Like,
if a man does rape you on a date, it's pretty easy to go press charges. Like, you'll probably win, even if you're lying. So, like, what more do you want?
I just think that, you know, modern women always talk about their intuition, their discernment, all this stuff. You either have it or you don't. You can't say that you're, you know, you have all this intuition and women know before guys know, and women mature faster and stuff, but then have this victim narrative where they have to be protected from these horrible men.
Yeah, I know. And then, like, my ex-girlfriend being a hypocrite, breaking up with me and then cheating on me. And I don't know. That's just, they're hypocrites. It's women, dude. It's funny. But yeah, man. All right, I got to go. My girlfriend's about to be here in a couple minutes, and thank you for letting me talk.
I'm glad you found a non-crazy one. So
good. Yes, she is so far the most sane one I've ever had.
Thanks for calling in.
No problem. Thank you.
And that is everyone.
Cool. You got any final thoughts? My infamous friend.
No, it's just women don't know how to take L's. And like before, what they say with the T-app, the average age, women on the IDs were between 33 and 37. Why do you think that is? Because that's when women have to start taking L's. Ladies, take the L. And all you're doing is ruining dating. Men didn't approach before, but they're really not going to approach now. And here's the thing. Men used to actually put their real names on their online dating profiles. Or they used to tell you their real names during a date. They're not going to do that anymore.
Ladies,
all they're doing is ruining dating. Go ahead.
Ladies, online dating is the future. Unfortunately, that's probably how you're going to meet your husband. And just know you're going to have to smash a couple dudes that'll probably pass you, unless you're beautiful. If you're beautiful, you might get around that. And when that happens, I would just take that L.
Yeah.
I would just eat it.
Because this is just an example of what do I always say is the worst thing about modern women, Pearl. Modern women are whores, baby mamas, but the biggest problem is they talk too much. And I say that in a sense of like social media and just saying their business. Women of the past would keep things to their graves, would keep secrets. That's what it was about. Now it's the exact opposite.
I mean, you guys keep secrets all the time, like the secrets of how much you hate us. Like men don't really like women. Like that's the thing. Men don't. I mean, they kind of do. Like they like looking at us, having sex with us, maybe having someone there sometimes. But in general, they don't really like our opinions. They don't really like our nagging. They don't really like our personalities. So, men lie to us all the time and tell us that we like those things.
Yeah. What if Patrice O'Neal say, we want you around, but we don't want you around?
Yeah. So men lie and they're like, we like that. They don't like that at all. But women, the difference is, I said this the other day, men have the courtesy of lying to women. They lie about cheating on us. You'll be like, did you cheat on me? He'll look you in your eye and say no. And they do that for your benefit, ladies. But women can't look them in their eye and say, I've never been with anybody but you. You're the best I ever had. We can't lie. And we think there's some virtue in being honest, and there's really none. Like what? Let me get this straight. We want to say, we think there's virtue in saying you're like the fourth best I've ever had. No, it's called the art of the lie. Just like he calls you the most beautiful woman in the world. Do you know what I mean? Those two comparisons, it's like, obviously you're mid because most women are mid. I'm sure maybe a beautiful woman's watching my show. Probably not. So you're probably mid and your husband has to lie to you. But you don't want him to say, Diane, you're like a 5.4 out of 10. You'd be pissed, right? But women, we feel like we could say, I dated this rapper, I dated this guy and that guy and that. And look, I'm not saying to completely lie, but if you can, you should. Yeah, I would just.
Did you see that one video where this guy is walking up to couples on some boardwalk somewhere, and he's like, "How did you two meet?" And so it's this black guy. No,
I think I know where she was like, I was getting older.
Yeah, she's like, well, he kept hitting on me for like 7 years, and I was getting older, so I decided, hey, why not? And they have 2 kids, and he's looking at it like, are you serious? Bro, like what?
And everyone was like, may this type of love never find me.
Yep.
Like, look, that may be true. Look, let's be honest here for a second, ladies. Most people don't marry the best sex of their life. Can we just be honest, man or woman? Most people are not going to marry the best sex they ever had. Most people don't end up with their first choice, okay? Men settle for us all the time. Pretty much everyone. They settle for someone older than they want. They wanted someone 22. And they're like, fuck it, I'll take 30 through 32. Good enough. They wanted a virgin. They said, you know what, fuck it, I'll take like 30 bodies. Good enough, I'll take it.
That's it for me.
What?
So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, but the women can't say, do you know what? I wanted Chad, but I'll take Gavin the starving musician. I wanted Chad, but I'll take Brad. Or I'll take Eugene. We can't do it for some reason. I
agree.
And it's like, yeah. So we got to learn to take L's. And we gotta learn to just pretend and lie better. We should do a show called How to Lie Better.
Or how about this, Pearly?
No. The lies that you should learn as a man and a woman. So the lies you should learn as a woman are like, you're the best I ever had.
You're the man of my dreams.
Wait, Doug MPA, could you ask me my body count really quick? Could you ask me?
So, Pearl, what's your body count?
1. Well, okay, 2.
Or how about this? A lot of guys, because one of the problems with these groups is women won't even tell the truth. They'll tell their truth. You know what I'm saying? Guys will tell the truth. Women will tell the truth through their feelings, which is their truth. And that's a big problem right there. Ladies, don't talk about your truth. Don't feel entitled to tell a man your truth. Keep that to yourself. How about that?
Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in. You got any final thoughts?
Nope. I said it already. Like I said, these women, they're just making dating harder. Now we're in the great staring contest because now less and less men are going to want to date, and women are not stepping up to the plate. They're just not. And I'm sorry, they're not going to be able to break the stereotype that women that hit on men are hyper masculine and have all these problems. So now we're still staring at each other.
Well, my final thought is we should start to lie better. They're saying they're guessing my body count in the chat. Well, I'm a virgin, so it's actually 0. So yeah, fuck all of you. And that's what I'm going with. But anyways, yeah, we got to learn to lie better. We got to learn to. Men give us the courtesy of lying to us. And women, we should try to do the same thing. Make sure you like the video. Please subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.